Hey, Jared,
Yes.
why does the spy always say he's working late?
I mean, that's like the go-to answer to keep his identity secret. I don't know why.
Because defusing a bomb doesn't fit in the family calendar.
No. It's very, normally 60 seconds or less for defusing a bomb. Although in any movie or show, when you see it, it's definitely longer than 60 seconds in the actual runtime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, welcome back to Screen Time Film, a podcast where we discuss a director's filmography in chronological orders, going with the oldest to the most recent. Currently covering James Cameron. Let's face it, Jared, the vet gets him wet.
Wasn't expecting you to pick that one.
My name is Josh, and this is my co-host, Jared.
Podcasters can't live with them, can't kill them.
All right, so those are both quotes from today's movie, True Lies, that came out in 1994, rated R, 2 hours and 21 minutes. The synopsis: a fearless, globe-trotting terrorist battling secret agent has his life turned upside down when he discovers his wife might be having an affair with a used car salesman, while terrorists smuggle nuclear warheads into the United States. This was written by James Cameron, but then also Claude Zidi and Simon Michael and Dieter Kaminka. So
it's the most writers, I think, on a movie so far.
I think it looked, from the best, they look like they must have written something at some point, and then he kind of took it and rewrote it for like.
Okay. Is this based on like a book?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Cinematographer Russell Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
This is a new guy.
Yes.
We work with Cameron, but then we'll see him again for Titanic and Avatar 2 and 3, but not 1.
No, I know. That's what I had down.
And
interesting.
and I just like to note he did the first Ant-Man movie as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
sick.
which is has some that really cool effects, like the tilt lens effect that they use kind of to make the small things look.
Well, yeah,
Looks
just
small.
that in general. I feel like it's hard to do like the scale things.
So
in that
it's a cool.
it's a challenge. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Our music composer Brad Feidel.
Mm-hmm. Terminator guy.
Yeah, and then a few other. Yeah, he's done a few now with Cameron. All right,
Yep.
Production costs. What is your estimate, Jared? What do you think?
This is tough, but I know T2 was like very high budget wise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go a little less, even though this has like some big like action set piece type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 80 million.
It was more than T2 this movie.
What?
Yes. 115 million.
Oof. Okay. I mean, I guess at this point, Arnold's like, I need a lot of money.
It might
How many
be
times
a
he's
little
worked
bit,
with him?
it might be a little bit for the paying the talent. It might be, I mean, there's some,
Yeah, there's still a lot of production stuff that's.
I mean, how much do you have to pay the government to get one of those vertical takeoff airplanes?
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Like, I have no idea, but like,
Yeah.
those things are sick, and they actually, like, I
know.
mean, it was obviously, it was really
It was
there.
real. Yeah, it was real.
there.
That's true.
Wasn't
Now
always,
it would be
always,
CG.
it wasn't always Arnold flying it.
No,
There was,
definitely not.
but there was, they really had one of those
Yeah.
planes.
Now they would just CGI.
Yeah. It'd be,
It'd be less money.
mm-hmm. All right. One nomination on the Academy Awards for Best Effects, Visual Effects, speaking of.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then,
I guess there would have been more in this than previous. Well, maybe not more than T2.
no,
That's
yeah,
wise,
more,
yeah.
but it was different because it's like,
It is different.
you didn't have the liquid metallic or the abyss water stuff.
Yeah.
You had that like thing that's front and center that's obvious as CG. So it's all like more like,
Yeah, but this is around the time where we talk about like the Jurassic Park, I believe was year before this, and that's when like more modern CGI is implemented and like probably put more into films at this point, or starting to.
All right, so we got maybe a little bigger cast than he would normally deal with, you know. So we got Arnold Schwarzenegger and then Jamie Lee Curtis, which was it's cool that they got, you know, Sigourney Weaver and Jamie Lee Curtis, you both, you know, working with these classic. Got Tom Arnold, Bill Paxton, and Tia Carrera. Art Malik, and then Eliza Dushku, and Charleston Heston.
Oh yeah, Eliza Dushku is the one I was like, oh, I forgot she was like a thing for a while. And this is her very young, but
this is before she got
right. But then she got like real
not too
big.
long. Like it was like late 90s, early 2000s.
She was huge.
She got really big. It was. I saw her name in the credits even, and I was like, she's in this movie,
right?
And I was like, she must have been young, and then sure enough, she was. I mean, she's probably still an adult.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I mean, we could look it up and figure it out, but like, she might have
normally
been like,
they're playing younger.
Yeah, just playing a little younger, but she plays like a high school kid.
What was her big thing in the late? I was trying to remember late 90s, early 2000s.
I mean, she was in Buffy a little bit, right?
Okay, I figured.
I think that's where she started to get fun, and then she was in the Bring It On movie. Then there was like and then she was in one of those movies because there's a handful of these where like, you know, I think like she's like, you know, with a like nerd guy like kind of thing. Like I feel like there's like there
was a lot of those movies,
where like, you know, the hot chick with the nerd guy.
Yep.
I think she did one of those, but then there was like that she was in the TV show. What was that called?
That's what I was trying to remember. There was definitely another big TV show.
There was a TV show she was on for a couple seasons that she was like the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like
when she was the biggest.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We haven't seen her in anything in a long time.
Nope. That's what I thought was interesting, that she's, because it made me like I forgot she was a very big actress.
Yeah.
Right after this, pretty much.
All right. So, overall thoughts on this film. Had you seen this before?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a while for sure, though.
Same. Like it might have been since 95.
Really, like the first time?
I don't know.
You only seen it once until now?
I know I've not seen it in probably several decades.
Wow. Okay. I don't know. I was trying to think about the last time I saw it, but I've seen it a few times for sure. Because there's, which we'll talk about, there's very specific scenes. I'm like, oh yeah, like I remember this very well. Like when it first was like, I guess probably on TV. Like I always talk about, really the only would see movies that our dad would tape off a TV. So like then it's just the TV versions. But
right.
So watching this time, it was kind of cool that I was thinking about like this, what all like genre wise this film tackled, and it's very, very tough to do, like pull that all off like successfully, because it's like, it's definitely like a Bond film. But like at times with the comedy, it's kind of like Naked Gun-ish.
Yeah.
Sometimes not like as extreme.
I put a note about it. It's a little almost like a little too cheesy because it's like doesn't go all the way. But then yeah.
But then also it's got like the drama aspect with like, you know, the wife, but also the daughter, which we just mentioned. So like a kind of family drama as well. So it's, you know, putting all that into a film, very easy to make it just like a mess or just not, or like you just can't figure out the tone. But like surprisingly, like it's pulled off very well where it's balanced with all that and it works. You're right. It's definitely still cheesy at times. That kind of plays into, like I said, Naked Gun is like that. But yeah, that was the thing that I just noticed the most, that I was like pretty successful on that front, and I enjoyed it. Like I didn't like love it, but it's definitely it's a fun movie. I think. What do you think?
Yeah, so I mean, I didn't remember it very much, like because like it, and I think it's a fun movie.
Yep.
I think that the cheese, like there's like the cheese factor that doesn't age well, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the part that I think.
It's also Arnold's acting sometimes. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
but
but he's
that's-
in every movie. It's like
Yeah.
that.
And but I think it was like it's a fun concept.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, the more the like me, the main thing that stuck with me was like, how have they not done a remake or a sequel to this?
So they did, which I can mention. I have a note about it.
Well, I mean, like
Not successfully, though, but they did.
Okay, well, a remake. Which one did they do?
Yeah, they did a TV show like semi recently, and it
Oh.
was bad. Yeah,
A TV. Yeah, that would make it harder to do.
yeah, it's not good.
But I think that yeah, like
I'll look it up.
the like family dynamic, and because I think it's one of the things that I think was not nice, or that's what I would say, like fresh kind of feel to it,
Mhm.
was how, you know, it kind of, the family dynamic was still kind of wholesome, right? Like
Yeah,
it's like, you know, all these things. Yeah, there was all this stuff happening that or those things they thought was happening, you know,
Mhm.
but like, it really came down to it. You know, he really, you know, he loved his wife and she loved him, and they, you know, and then so like, it was kind of like wholesome in that way, right? Like, I guess, and
definitely, especially at the end. Yeah,
I think, like, you know, you don't get that as much, like, right? Like the plot normally doesn't go that way, and
it's got like a '90s wholesomeness to it.
Yeah.
Because you're right. If they like now, it would not be executed the same way, or maybe it would be a little more cynical. I don't know, or
Yeah.
just the modern way of. Yeah, I don't know. You're right. It's
I
got
think,
that.
but like the things that don't hold it, like, you know, yeah, she was a little. I think if they did it now, she would be. It would, well, they'd flip the reverse, right? It would be the woman that's the spy,
Yes.
and they would,
Mhm.
and the guy would be the damsel in distress.
Yes, that would be the modern one. You're right.
But still, like, it just, I don't know, I just thought it was nice, fresh, refreshing to see, like, kind of be a wholesome family kind of
Hmm. I agree.
groundedness to it. That was nice.
And I mean, when we get to themes, like that's kind of a big theme of it, is just like all it is just like being, even just the husband and wife dynamic, just being secretive to each other. It's just like, if you were just honest,
Mm-hmm.
like all of this would have been avoided, like a lot of it. But I mean, obviously that adds to the drama of the film, but yeah, that's just like, they're both hiding stuff from each other, but they don't really need to, you know? And eventually, obviously later, like they work together and
Well, I guess they don't really. They never say, but I mean, I assume it's kind of implied that, like, in his position, he's not supposed to tell his
Sure.
family what he does, right? So it's kind of implied. I think.
yeah, and he wouldn't need to, like his daughter, but like he could let his wife in on it a little bit, and like
Yeah. I don't
she
know.
wouldn't need to say anything to anyone, and
Yeah. Is
but
that
just then it would make her understand a little more.
Oh no, I know, but
Yeah.
like, is that illegal? Like,
Right.
I don't know. I don't even know how that works in
I don't know.
real life. But like, and of course,
I mean, that's true. Yeah, there's plenty. I mean, there's like, I'm sure you know people like this too, but I know someone in particular that's like around my age, but she's like works so deep into the government that like, yeah, she can't even tell her husband at all what she does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of people like that.
yeah.
For
So
sure.
like, I don't know that it was a choice for him. Like, he probably was just keeping a secret because he's supposed to, not because he wanted to.
So the just to mention, the True Lies TV show came out in 2023.
Oh wow.
I remember checking it out then. I don't know if we were doing the pod yet, or if I ever mentioned on the pod, but yeah, it's bad.
What was it on? Service, you know?
I think it was like a major network, which made it worse. Yeah, I think it was like ABC or Fox.
that's where you go wrong.
yeah, for sure.
Um,
Because it's TV PG.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's also where you go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is, you know, R-rated movie.
Yep.
For a reason.
For sure.
All right, well, let's get into what happened. So, this opening scene, the like cold open,
Mm-hmm.
it was fun.
Yeah.
A little cheesy for sure. And definitely trying to totally rip off James Bond.
For sure. The opening is the most James Bond. Yeah.
And I was like, did Cameron want to make a Bond movie? And they told him no. So then he was like, I'm making this.
I'm going to do my closest thing to a Bond film. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he's a huge...
Maybe he was a fan of the...
Yeah.
And then
maybe he tried, like you said, yeah. And
but, well, up until now, though, they always only let English directors direct.
that's true. You know what also...
But that might change now that Amazon owns
Yeah. This was 94, right? So this was the period where there was not a huge gap, but a little bit of a gap between Bond films.
between Dalton and Goldeneye.
Yep, GoldenEye was 95, so it was like
Yeah.
they're probably filming. Well, yeah, maybe filming when this movie came
Yeah.
out, but yeah, the last Timothy Dalton I think was 89. So there's at least like a 5-year gap.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
like,
maybe in that time he was trying to be like, hey,
be the next
Can I
one. And then
direct it?
they didn't let him, and then
Yeah.
so then he did this, and
we'll see. Maybe there's some trivia about it. I don't know.
yeah. Speaking of Goldeneye's a good movie.
Yeah.
That holds up.
Oh, have you seen it recently? I mean, I've always loved it, but I haven't seen it recently.
Yeah, I mean, like
Does
the
hold
last
up?
5 years. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So I rewatched most of them, sometime in the last 5 years. Like definitely
Nice.
since COVID.
Nice.
All right. So after the cold open, then we kind of get the intro of, the double life. I love the, forgot the wedding ring, and they hand it to him as he's about to go in the house as he gets dropped off.
Yep.
Nice touch. And then we get the setup of, his home life.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think this is right after that. I don't know if you have a plot point about with Simon, which is the guy that his wife is meeting with at first.
Yeah.
But that's Bill Paxton. Yeah. That there's I just had to mention it's a little later, but once Arnold actually he's in the car with him, and this character, I mean, I know you're not really a Bill Paxton fan either, and
Well,
I
I
don't.
think he's great for this because he's so obnoxious
Yes.
anyway.
Yeah, he's perfect for this. But to that point though, it's the scene in the car. I think it's like right before he like punches him. The stuff that
He doesn't actually punch him though. It's just what he's visioning.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it cuts to that. You're right.
He's just like picturing it.
Yeah.
I mean, they show it like it is. What happens, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, because he finally figures out like, yeah, that his wife has been seeing him, but he doesn't know the whole story yet.
Not till they kidnap her. And
Yes.
interrogate her.
Yes, but the stuff that this guy says is so out of pocket. Like, and it, especially the thing he says, I believe in this scene, which I won't mention it because it's insane. But it is easily the craziest line in the film. But yeah, you're right. Him for this character, Bill Paxton, is perfect because yeah, he is obnoxious, and just like the stuff he says is just crazy. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that scene because that scene is great. And you're right. It's the cut to what he really wants to do to this guy, but then doesn't actually.
Yeah. So so they're kind of investigating, what they discovered when they were in the Swiss Alps or whatever it was, right? So
Yeah, it was in Switzerland. It was opening. Yeah.
So then we get the interaction in the bathroom scene where there's like the couple guys that
Bathroom.
follow him in. They're kind of like in a mall in the bathroom.
Oh, yep.
And they follow him in. He's got the glasses, which is another like nod to James Bond, where he's got the glasses where you can see. And then there's like a little cigarette pack that has a little camera in it.
This is more, which actually they do a lot later, which maybe they would like took inspiration from this film. But this is very Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
This scene.
Well,
Because
no,
remember they do that. A huge bathroom scene. Is that in Fallout? I think it's in Fallout.
Yeah, it's the one with Henry Cavill.
Yeah. Yeah. That is Fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah. That just, it reminded me of that. Obviously, this came first, but
Correct. No, I 100% thought the same thing. It's like, because that's like probably the best bathroom action scene ever made.
it is.
And so it,
Yeah, sick.
reminded me of that. And then I was like, well, that's.
So yeah, maybe they pull from this. I don't know.
But then against the humor with the guy still in the toilet the whole time
Yeah.
is also. Then this turns into them chasing, and he chases them on a horse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that was one of those distinct imageries of the horse going into the elevator. Like for some reason, I like that. Remember, I was like, oh, I remember this.
Yeah, you're right. That was one it's a memorable moment for sure.
It's also kind of funny. I don't know, like the ridiculous. The guy made that jump to the pool, but then
Yeah.
and then he thought he was going to do it with the horse. Like,
Yeah.
but anyway, but yeah, so we get the fake mission for Helen. Then we got this guy trying to, and
Oh, is that her name, Helen? I was trying to remember because he's Harry.
yeah,
Harry and Helen. Okay.
Helen. And it's interesting because, like, you know, he got the whole thing with him stopping by to have lunch with her, and he overhears because the cubicle.
Yes.
And that's where he even gets the like hint that like something else is happening with her. And that whole setup is fun. I mean, it's all like very well orchestrated, like plot wise
For drama, yeah, for sure.
if you hear that stuff, and it's like it makes sense. He, you know, being a spy, he'd like kind of overhear something like that and listen, know to like, oh wait, listen in, and then be like, oh
Yeah, and he has the tactics to do it.
yeah, and
do
then,
it
then he
well.
applies like all his resources, which is also hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny.
And his partner's like, this is not okay, and he's like, I don't care.
How'd you feel about, I forget what his name is in this, but how'd you feel about his like right hand man, Tom Arnold?
I mean, he's
also just says like ridiculous stuff the whole time.
Yeah, it's
Similar to Bill Paxton.
Yeah, it's all a part of the cheesiness. It feels more like an 80s movie almost.
Yeah.
Even though it's mid 90s at this point, like with some of the dialogue like that and the way it's written for those people to talk, and like, you know, again, Bill Paxton's character or that partner, the lines they say.
I think,
You know, he's like, you know, got the stupid lines about, well, the second wife and the third wife, and, you know, like different. You're just like, okay.
so the line that actually, because some of the stuff that Tom Arnold says is like, I don't think works, but some of the stuff he says was good. And the one I remember is, he mentioning, is it his ex-wife? But he's like, who takes the ice cube trays? That's the one I was like, that's a great line. Because he was just like, out of everything, he's like,
and she took everything.
Even the ice cube trays.
And he's like, who takes the ice cube trays?
Yeah, that was good.
That would, yeah. Yeah. So we've got this kind of side plot that's like, oh, the terrorists, blah blah blah, and so they're looking into it, and it has some connection to what they did at the beginning, and then so then they they take action and swarm on, because then this Bill Paxton's character takes her to his little, I guess it was like a motorhome kind of, like out of the city.
Yep.
And he's still playing things up and trying to take her to Paris with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, where did this guy even get the money to go to tickets to Paris?
Yeah, that was unclear.
Yeah. Because obviously he's driving a car that's not his car. It's the dealership's car. Unless it's his dealership. Because you never see anybody else at the dealership, right? Just him.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. I guess, I don't know. This guy sucks. I don't think he even owns the dealership.
Oh, he totally sucks, yeah. yeah, so he's there, and then of course they swarm, and it's pretty hilarious, the situation where he's like freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
And then also great is, you know, when they split them up and they take Helen back to interrogate her, and
It's a good scene also.
that's that's, you know, yeah, great scene, acting wise. And
Yeah.
of course then they
Well, this is where you really see, because we've talked about her even recently, like how good she is in The Bear.
yes,
But like this is where you really see, like, oh yeah, she's always been
Yeah.
such a great actress.
yeah, I mean,
Jamie Lee
she's
Curtis.
better than either one of those the other guys. So,
Better than Arnold, because Arnold, it's like he's good for like a Terminator role, and even this at times. But then there's times
mhm.
his acting in every movie, I think, is just like not good.
Yeah,
Even like we talked about Total Recall recently, or I mentioned like that's one I kind of want to revisit also because haven't seen it in a while. But I think in pretty much every movie, it's like he's good for these parts, obviously, but then there's times it's just like
mm-hmm.
I don't know if I think it's partially just the way he talks
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes is good and works, obviously for like the iconic Terminator lines, but then at times it just
To sound, yeah, well, yeah, because to sound like a robot, he's fine.
yes, but then at times it's like it feels very I don't know. It sometimes just feels like bad acting.
Yeah, so then they turn her to be used for them.
Yep.
And then he really is just setting this all up to just see how far she'll go, because he still doesn't know the other guy was, well, he does. I mean, obviously they figure out the other guy's a fake, but like,
he doesn't know
but
the
yeah,
whole
immediately
story
he doesn't
yet.
know it, and then
Yeah.
so then they take him and threaten him near a dam somewhere, and he pees his pants, and
Oh yeah.
it's like Bill Paxton gets what he deserves.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then back to her. So then this is where we get the also the famous thing where she has to show up at the hotel, and
Oh yeah.
her husband Arnold, Harry,
Yeah.
is sitting in the shadow, so you can't see his
Yes.
face. And he's got like a tape recorded, so his voice is
Change his
different.
voice, yeah.
Change his voice.
Oh no, I guess it's not. Yeah, he's just playing it.
He's playing back. It's the other guy at the office.
That's right.
Because he's like, who wrote this stuff? There's like he's
Yeah.
like recording the different lines.
It would work better. I don't know if they had the technology then, but it would have worked better if he had an actual voice modulator and not just something
Well,
he
but
had
then
to play back.
there's like the comedy bits about like where
Oh,
it
yeah.
messes up
That's true. You have to add that to
Yeah.
make it.
because it
Yeah.
says it says something that's not quite makes sense because
Mhm.
it's like just pre-recorded.
This is obviously, I don't know about for you, but this is obviously the scene I remember the most. Growing up,
Well, as
First
an
time seeing it.
impressionable 12-year-old boy or whatever, when you watch it,
Yes.
whenever you're the right age when you watch this.
oh,
thing,
and I was, and so yeah, this is always, obviously stuck in my mind. But I think what's so great about it, because this is like, even outside of that, I think this is probably everyone would say is the most iconic moment in this film.
yeah, oh yeah, because
And-
dramatically it's also iconic, regardless of
Yes.
Jamie
I
Lee
think it's-
Jamie Lee Curtis's dancing.
Well, and I think that's what's so great watching it this time is, obviously like he's asking her to do like this sexy dance, but then it's also mixed with like the comedic elements that she adds in, like when she falls, it's like, it's so great. And the other thing I wanted to mention was, so the first, because they do 2 needle drops in this scene,
Mm-hmm.
and the first needle drop when she's first like coming into the room is awesome. But then when she starts to dance, they go to another needle drop. And I think it's like that song is horrible for it. But the first one was great. I think it's a Sade song. I'm not sure. It sounded like it because that's like, that's a very unique, especially for this time period. But like they should have just kept that one going
Mm-hmm.
because it works so well for the scene and for her dance as well. So anyway, because it goes into like this like not good classic rock song. I don't know who. I didn't look up to see what it was, but anyway, so just the way this whole scene's executed, and obviously stuck out to me for my age and at the time, but then also watching this time, appreciating all the other elements of it. Because like it could have easily been a poorly executed scene, like mixing all these elements, like. But then I don't know. Again, like other parts in this film, like James Cameron does as well, where like you're balancing all these things. And this is like the only scene in the movie where then you're adding another element where it's like actually like a quote unquote sexy aspect to it, but also like almost nudity too, where like you don't get that in other parts or other scenes in this movie. So adding that into already the Bond feel, which actually goes into the Bond thing more. So I guess that makes sense. But then the comedy, the family drama, you know, all the things he's balancing in this for tone. And this is just, it's great.
Yeah. I think also
how'd you feel about it this time watching it?
No, I think it
This one.
was a great scene. And like you said, there's balancing the sexuality with the comedy is really, I think it's a testament to Jamie Lee Curtis's talent and acting. But I think they also do a great job of like really under sexualizing her up until that point.
Yeah.
And then
Just makes an impact even more.
because then when she rips up the dress that she's wearing in there, that's supposed to be dressed nice, sexy, and then she ends up right before going in, ripping the sleeves off, and then you're like, oh, okay, now we're playing, right?
Now we're cooking with gas. Yeah.
And so I mean that, and then it's definitely memorable in all aspects. Because then like she hits him over the head, and then like almost knocks him out, and he has to be like, and then just as they're like realizing what's happening, then the true terrorists actually show up and take him.
That's the only thing. It's like,
where did they come from?
well, yeah, that also. But would it really take her this long to recognize her husband? Because even when she hits him, she still hasn't seen.
I think so, because I think one, she was.
Well, I guess she wasn't expecting him at all.
And I think you're in a panic.
Sure.
And you're not. I mean, just like, you know, seeing someone out of context somewhere you're like, I think I know you, but then how do I know you? You know, like it's, and then I can't imagine in the state that she would have been in, like just from anxiety and stress and fear and all the things that she would have been feeling, because she's not a trained spy, whatever. Like she's just was it the tax or whatever she was, whatever she did, like illegal secretary.
Is that what it was?
I think
Okay.
something like that. Yeah, like a legal secretary. You know, so she's just in a panic, and like that's why the blinders are on, because she's just like, I'm just trying to get out of here.
Yeah, that's true.
But then she also is trying to make sure, so she has to go back just to put the little listening device there.
Yes.
And then that's when he's like, wait, Helen.
Yeah. I think also at this point in 94, she probably was just as big of a actor as Arnold Schwarzenegger now. Because I think like, I don't remember what her first breakout role was, but like she was definitely in the 80s or late 80s at least, and then going in the 90s. So I don't know. I haven't seen the trailers or remember any of the marketing, but I imagine they marketed a lot on her too. Like I think at this point she was probably as big as
maybe
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So then they get captured, and they end up taken to an island, and we have the terrorists with the warheads.
Oh yeah, and this is I don't remember the name of her character, but this is Tia Carrere is there
Smuggling, helping to smuggle arms through.
Which her character, it's fine. Not very memorable at all, though.
I mean, more so the tango scene in the very beginning.
Sure.
Where he dances with her. After that,
after that, no.
Because the scene where she gets slapped in the face by the terrorist guy like a couple times. It's like also was so weird and out of place. Like you're just like, why is this guy just slapping you? And then you're okay with it.
That's definitely a product of the time for sure.
Well, like I
in
said,
films.
even more like 80s. Like it doesn't feel like even a 90s
No, that's true.
movie. It feels like an 80s movie.
Yeah. Because if it was a Naked Gun movie, which I think they even do it from what I remember in the first Naked Gun. Oh no, I'm thinking of Airplane. Remember where they go through a line, they're slapping at everyone, like, so they could have did it more in that way, in a comedic way. It's like I forget, it's like the woman, there's like a line of guys that like go and like keep slapping her that just like go through. It's funny. Anyway.
Yes. Well, this is played seriously.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
So they could have done it more.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we have this, which is, you know, this is basically the climactic.
Last big set piece.
It kind of goes from here all the way to Florida and the bridge and Florida Keys, I guess, and the bridge. Again, some really stupid, cheesy. I mean, like this where she drops the machine gun. Jamie Lee Curtis drops the machine gun and it like spins around down the steps and is shooting guys. Is again like that stuff out of Naked Gun.
Yep.
But it's like I feel like they went too far on that in this movie, like the cheesy, because it's like not far enough to be a naked, like that kind of like, oh, we're a slapstick, blah blah blah. But then it's like, but they want to have those moments, and it's like you can't go that far unless you're gonna totally go in.
Yeah, you can't go in between.
Yeah, and it's like
right.
and they were trying to go in between. That was the part that bothered me the most, I think.
Yeah, you're right. At times it's like that, but other times, like I said, like it's executed well with this film. But you're right, there are moments like that where, yeah, you either need to pull it back or go further to Naked Gun territory. Yeah,
yeah, and I just like in that and throughout this like ending, like the damsel in distressness that she has to play is, I think, also gone too far. And again, that's I keep saying this, but like that, and it feels even
that's the 80s thing.
80, not even 90s. Like
no,
it's like so even when this came out, it probably felt like a decade
little
old.
dated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that plays into the Bond aspect, I would say. But also, she's not complete damsel in distress. They make her capable at least, because like the scene where she does the dance and then like she holds her own with, obviously she doesn't know it's her husband yet, but like, yeah, she hits him, and like she is somewhat like, not completely, but somewhat in control in that scene, even though obviously she's still scared and like the anxiety. But so they don't make her like completely useless and just
yeah, but it's, I don't know,
there are still elements of that though. You're right.
So so then he ends up with the bridge, and then they of course they end up with the plane. Then there's like the stuff at the end back at the,
I think all that is like,
too.
I think that's the only thing that I think is like a little too long.
Yeah.
All that. But then I love the which I guess you're about to get to. I love the ending and like the
Well, I want to say
mission at the end.
the bridge part with the guys in the truck and then the seagull, like, and that's like funny. And like I feel like that's on the line of like, okay, that's like tasteful. That was like another one where it wasn't too cheesy.
Yeah.
Like I think that like that you could see them doing in a Marvel movie. Like it's like I think that's what it is. Like it's like, I think a lot of the Marvel movies have that kind of goofy humor in there, but they normally balance it enough that it doesn't go into the like campy airplane level, where that this like 50-50 like halftime it's like, okay, that's right, and then halftime it's like, oh, that's too far.
Well, Marvel did that well early on, but then in my opinion then got bad to where like it became a trope of like Marvel comedic dialogue that ended up being not good in my opinion in the later films after Endgame, where I think I like it felt, I don't really know how to explain it, but I just know it when I see it in a Marvel film, and they like did that a lot after Endgame. And I think it was just bad in those moments. And then it became outside of that, like there were other things, TV shows and movies that kind of started doing that same type of humor that I just
Yeah.
don't think it's good.
I mean, I think,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
I know you like some of the
Well,
newer
no, I
Marvel
think
stuff.
I disagree.
more than me.
I disagree that I don't think the tone changed. I think the tone was fine. I just think, some of those movies weren't written as well as the other movies.
True.
And I don't think, and I think they were still hitting the tone right, the balance of the tone. I just think, in general, I mean, it's not just about the comedy lines; it's all the
Yeah.
lines. It's like just not as good of a movie,
Yeah.
because it's not written as well or scripted as well. Like it's just not as good of a movie. So I don't think they were missing the tone balance.
Yeah. I think the tone is bad in some, but again, you like more of the modern Marvel stuff more than I do
Yeah.
in general. I think.
I think. Well, I guess like, what I'm saying is like sometimes the dislike of the film overall is going to
Yeah.
skew your taste of whether the stuff's landing or not.
True.
And I think my point is I don't think the tone really is different. I think it's not as good of a movie. So
Mhm.
then it doesn't land for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, but back to True Lies. Not Martyr.
We
Not
potentially might get into new Marvel stuff on the TV pod.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will.
Although this is going to come out after that pod, so this doesn't really.
All right. So then, basically the ending, well, we get the ending with the daughter finally, because
Yeah.
basically the wife finds out what he does, but then it doesn't until they have her daughter have their daughter, and she's in the top of the tower of the building, some
Mhm.
tall building, and then he has to go save her, and of course he grabs the plane, which I'd forgotten about these planes. I forget what model they are.
Yeah.
But the like I remember though, because they used to have them in GI Joe too, like because it's a real
yeah.
thing that does like vertical takeoff airplane.
Yeah.
It's sick. I mean,
Yeah, it is sick. And this is what you were mentioning. It's like they really
they really
This
were
is a
using
real
one
one,
in
yeah,
some
that
in some
they
of those
filmed.
scenes. There's there really is one
it's
flying.
not a well, maybe in certain shots I guess they could have done a miniature, but you're right that it's a real one that they had to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's people yelling at us like it's a F whatever. Or
Yeah, I'm sure someone knows
Yeah.
the proper name of it, but
Yeah, and the but it was cool. Like regardless, like even I was like
Yeah,
still like
it's
I was like
sick.
this is a sick looking plane.
yeah.
And it always reminds me of like what is the tech that we don't know they have? Like it's the stuff you see.
Oh, yeah.
and then there's the stuff you don't see, right? But anyway, this and there was some mix of some weird comp scenes that definitely didn't hold up, but most of it looked pretty good and realistic and held up. But anyway, he's got to fly, and then they're, of course, really ridiculous. Like again, fighting the final bad guy, and his daughter's out in like a crane that's I guess working on the building, and so then she drops off of that onto the plane, but then the terrorist guy is on there too, and then
Yep.
and then he gets, but then at the very end he gets like knocked into the back of the plane and on his crotch area, so that he and again that's a moment where it's like, oh, that went too far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
also
part
some of the
wasn't great.
believability of Chris, there's several of these things in the action scenes, but the believability of like all this happening on this plane and no one actually really falls off.
That more plays into the 80s
Mhm.
cheesiness that you're talking about. Yeah.
But in the end they saved the day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then we get the fun ending of where they're on
both
mission
on the
together, and so I guess
This is the part that I thought this was awesome,
yeah,
because it's like they're working together, but it's a good ending also because you see that they are finally like being truthful to each other, but also kind of rekindled
Mhm.
the marriage and all that. Like, yeah, it's just a good
Well, I think it's
for a
also,
family aspect, good ending.
yeah. Well, I think it's also good to see is like, oh, actually, we were better together
Mhm.
as a team, regardless of what we're doing, including spy work.
Yes. Yeah.
And so, I think that just it's a good fun ending. The yeah, do you want to talk a little about cinematography?
Yeah.
So definitely had like the location variation at like a James Bond movie.
Yeah, it seemed like they really were in
Some
filming and
places
all
that
these.
really felt different.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I noted was like the lighting in a lot of the dialogue scenes was very like TV, like
Oh, really?
sitcom-y kind of TV. Yeah,
Didn't feel as cinematic. Like
No. And
huh.
whereas like the broader shots were, but it was just an interesting.
Yeah, why would they
choice.
make that choice for?
And maybe because they wanted to have that. It's kind of how like they lit Anchorman, right? Like it's like
Oh, true.
it's like so are you trying to lean into the humor that much that you want it to feel that way? And then
Oh,
again, like to me that was a bad choice if I
Yeah.
had to like give an opinion. Again, I think what we kind of talked about starting with The Abyss, but then we saw in Terminator 2, and now here again, the maturity and the confidence as a director to you really see the action scenes in the like.
Mhm.
and
Oh, not all the cutting like you
Yeah.
didn't like about T1.
well, just
yeah.
like it's. Yeah, there's reasons to do it, and there's
Oh no,
reasons.
it's Aliens. You said they were cutting too much.
Yeah, well, both T1 and
T1 and- okay.
Aliens, like you could tell they were cutting to hide the fact
Yeah.
that they had no budget.
Yeah.
And so
Well, they
Um,
definitely have the budget now in these. I think it just looks like I mentioned in T2, and maybe not necessarily in the dialogue scenes you're talking about, but I think overall, just like T2, this feels way more like a modern film. Now, like we're kind of in that era, which I guess in general kind of happened in the mid 90s, because like my go-to always, that looks like, well, this is like an extreme example, but my go-to is the movie Seven, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Mhm.
But that came out in 1995. That film looks incredible, and like you could say like this just came out.
Mm.
Like it looks
Mhm.
that good and modern, and still just holds up incredibly well. That whole
Mhm.
movie does though.
Yeah, it
But
does.
just cinematography wise, like
Mhm.
so I guess around this time, I don't know. Is it like, I don't know if that has to do with the cameras or just certain techniques, but like this is where, like, I don't know, kind of go into the next stage of more modern filmmaking. I don't know. What do you think it is? Is it the lighting? Is it? I guess it's a lot of aspects, but
Yeah, it's a lot of aspects, but yeah, I think some of it's lighting because we saw it in when we covered, yeah, I'm trying to blank on
which director?
the brothers, like the
Cohen's?
Cohen, yeah,
Mhm.
the Cohens, and even when did they start working with Deakins? But it was kind of
Oh yeah,
in the 90s, right? Maybe late 80s, early 90s. But even that 1st
Mhm.
film or two, it looked different. Like it looked like their old stuff, and then he started to like, oh no, here's how I'm going to do things, and then their stuff changed a lot. And like so, for No Country, definitely looks like is lit by Deakins.
yeah.
And so,
That's the extreme example because you're then going to like one of the best cinematographers.
yeah, but I'm just using it as an example
Yeah.
of like even he like that early stuff with it was like 1 or 2 films he did with the Coens.
Yeah, I don't remember what else
And I don't know if that was like
he did.
he was more doing what they wanted, and then eventually he's like, let me do what I want,
Mhm.
or not. I don't know because we don't follow cinematographers and do their stuff in an order.
Yeah.
If he was when or was there a shift that he changed on his own style?
Could be.
But yeah, I think that was kind of similar time frame. So yeah, it could be the timing, and it could be a little bit of like starting to have other options from a lighting standpoint to be more creative lighting wise. Because I know like, the fact that like nowadays, like you go to present day, like the things you can do because of LED lighting
Yeah.
and the flexibility you have to do things, you have so much more options than previously. But
I mean, at this point now, you could literally film something like and make it feel like the daytime, but it's night, right? I'm assuming you can do that at this point now.
I mean, I guess you needed to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, again, overall, like,
I think besides like what you mentioned, the dialogue scenes that feel more like a.
yeah.
Besides that, it feels more
Mm-hmm.
modern.
Yep.
I think T2 was the big shift, though.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed for me just visually.
Yeah. And we'll see, because I feel like, from what I remember of Titanic, it's pretty,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's been even longer since I've
Yeah,
seen
it's been
that.
a long time since I've seen it, too.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else on that?
No.
All right, and then we got to talk about the score of music. I feel like there was an underlying theme that, I'd start to notice a little bit.
Okay.
And then when I would notice, I'd be like, but it wasn't catchy enough to be like, oh, this is good. If that or like, oh, this is like, memorable. I guess not good is not the right word. Memorable, and it would just kind of then it would go away. And it was like this weird spot of like it just wasn't quite hitting that. It had potential to be in that, but it never got to like the memorable. Here's like this theme.
Yep, I agree. There is no memorable melody like the Terminator theme. Yeah, I think that's still this guy. I think the Terminator score is the best thing he's done that I've heard, at least.
Yes.
Yeah, this is no, you're right. There wasn't anything in particular that like stood out, but I did like the it wasn't always, but a lot of times had a film noir feel, because like with the horns and specific things, like they've kind of did that with the score, and that was cool. But yeah, not nearly as good as Terminator score, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're right, not memorable.
All right, themes and messages. What do you got?
We talked about this a little bit already, but I mean, I just wrote down a lot of this would be avoided if you just didn't keep secrets from your wife or husband. But again, for a movie though, you need that. And then just a lot of this movie to me seems like it's a little bit of a commentary on work life relationship balance, because a lot of that he's trying to manage and not always successfully, so to me that's what I saw that a little bit in this film as a theme.
Yeah, it's a good point. And didn't think of it from that angle. I was just like talking about how honest, to me, it was like speaking to like honesty and trust.
Mm-hmm.
And then also even, some shared risk and adventure can reignite a relationship, right? Like,
For sure.
They don't outright come and say that their marriage was in a lull, because they don't really say that.
No.
Because it's like, but it's maybe implied a little bit that he's constantly always at work and not there, right?
Yep.
And didn't show up for his birthday thing, and then of course the fact that he can think that maybe she's having an affair means like he is like, oh yeah, I'm not around.
Mm-hmm.
We're not close right now, and maybe she is, and I just don't know it because I'm so distant.
Not
right
there, yeah.
So I think it's kind of implied there, and then I think by the end that's repaired or fixed. So,
yeah.
All right, let's do a little trivia. IMDb. Let's see what we got. So Schwarzenegger had a near fatal accident on set during the horse riding scene.
Oh.
That like a lot of the time that looked like it was him riding, but there was a couple times like really obvious it wasn't him. Like there was like some man wearing a mask. Sure looked like him. But anyway, again, it's those things that were like, I don't know if it's because of like the be able to watch stuff in 4K on a big TV at home versus like
Oh yeah, you can notice that stuff more in older movies.
yeah, this is in
with
the older
high
movies
def.
where it's like it didn't show up so much on the film. But I mean, when they showed it in the theater, it's still pretty big. So I don't know.
True.
I don't know.
But yeah, I guess this is before the time where now I'm assuming every time in a movie or show when they have stunts, it's the stunt actor, and if they ever need a shot that you see the face, it's just they're replacing the face. Is that what they mainly do now? To make it look more like...
Yeah, I mean, like, there's depending on the actor, right?
Okay.
Like Tom Cruise does a lot of his own stuff.
Yeah.
But and in this case, like, so reading the rest
So
of
he
this,
did some of
so
it.
so it says Schwarzenegger managed to slide off the horse, but did this near a 30-foot drop off.
Oof.
His personal stuntman saw what happened and was able to grab him before he went over the ledge.
So the stuntman literally saved his life. Wow. That's crazy.
All right. When Harry tells Gibb that Helen is having an affair, Gibb tells a story about his second wife taking everything, including the ice cube trays.
Right, yeah.
This is a direct reference to Tom Arnold's divorce from Roseanne Barr that was happening at the same time. She was reported to have taken his ice cube trays when she left him as well. Arnold told the story to James Cameron on set while saying, "What kind of sick woman takes the ice cube trays out of the freezer?"
He's like,
Cameron
"That's
thought
going
the
in the
line was
film."
hilarious and incorporated into the line. So the one thing that was actually a good line is because it pulled from real life,
experience,
not a...
That's so
Arnold's
random.
biggest challenge for the movie was not doing all the physical stunts, but dancing a tango. He had to take dancing lessons to realistically perform the dance. He rehearsed the scene for about 6 months as he wanted to make sure he was as good as a tango as Al Pacino in The Scent of a Woman.
Yep. Yeah, that was like the same. Yeah, right around the same time.
The set of bra and matching panties worn by Helen during the striptease scene were Jamie Lee Curtis's own. Curtis rehearsed the scene extensively with director James Cameron. It was there then, and that the fall she makes in the middle of this dance was conceived. It didn't happen spontaneously during the rehearsal or the after shooting, as it often claimed. Schwarzenegger was not told of this beforehand, and this is hinted at when Harry briefly sits up in alarm, realizing that he's breaking character, and then relaxes. They did another take with the same gag, but Harry's reaction did not look as spontaneous. So they had planned it,
Yeah.
but then
That's his real reaction.
Didn't fill him in, so he would react.
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger was supposed to drop the tape recorder. He wasn't supposed to drop, and James Cameron liked it and kept it in because he drops the little recorder. So
Yeah. I always love hearing that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When there's like good accents that happen, you're like, oh yeah, we're keeping that.
Yeah. U.S. government supplied 3 Marine Harriers and their pilots for a fee of $100,000. That's $2,410 per hour. So not that much of the budget.
Okay. Man, why is the budget so...
The film, the first shot from Harry's helicopter with the jets flying by at 500 knots while keeping a mandatory safety distance of about half a mile as agreed. As the pilots could fly by again a bit closer. After a long pause, both pilots said coming around for another flyby. So they did actually move closer than they were supposed to. Mm-hmm. James Cameron is the voice of the helicopter pilot saying, "Yeah, she's got her head in his lap."
Why do you want to do just that? That's so random.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes he knows. I mean, you do those things where you're like, "Well,
Or somebody's just doing it
we
for
need a
rehearsal.
placeholder in here. Let's just get." And you're like, "Oh, I'll just say it real quick."
That's true.
And then it
Then just
just
leave it.
stays. And then you're
Yeah.
like, "That works."
That's probably what happened.
Yeah. So James Cameron said the idea for the film was suggested to him by Arnold, whose brother-in-law, Robert Shriver, had shown him a French film called The Jackpot. Schwarzenegger wanted to do a film like that because he thought the super secret agent character was interesting. Cameron was surprised because he had never seen Schwarzenegger suggest a project based solely on his interest in a character. After watching the film, Cameron loved the idea of presenting a secret agent with nearly unlimited professional resources as a family man, basically asking the question, who would James Bond be if he got home and had to answer to his wife?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely the tone. I wonder, so this French film is probably...
Jamie Lee Curtis called the film, without question, the greatest experience of my professional life so far.
Wow.
Well, I mean, at that point.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's good. That means it was a good shoot.
So when Helen punches Harry in the face, a single solid white frame is spliced in at the moment of impact. This film trick accurately conveys the flash a person sees when they get hit in the head. It was also used in The Abyss, when Kat punches Kofi in the face, and in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, when Sarah clocks Douglas in the face with the mop handle.
Did not even notice in any of these.
That, yeah. I'll have to remember
That's
that.
cool, though, yeah.
Huh. So Jamie Lee Curtis said that her contract stated that Arnold Schwarzenegger would get both top and above title billing, and then after the title would have said starring Jamie Lee Curtis. However, when Cameron finished editing the film, he saw the film was really a domestic epic. It's a film about a marriage. So Cameron phoned Schwarzenegger and asked him if it would be okay to put Curtis's name next to his before the title. Cameron said that there was a long pause, but then Schwarzenegger agreed, stating the film wouldn't be what it is without her. As Curtis said,
true.
in the world of show business, the above the title credit is such a coveted negotiable commodity for big movie stars that for Schwarzenegger to share this billing with her was a real move on his part.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, especially at the time for him. And definitely the time, like that was a very important thing. I don't think it really is now. People don't really pay attention to credits anyways now as much as I think then.
Well, if you're an actor, though, it's still...
Oh, yeah.
But like general public, yeah. This is interesting. I'm talking about budget.
Okay.
According to the Guinness Book of World Records, this is the first movie to have a production budget of $100 million. And this made it the most expensive movie at the time, breaking the record of James Cameron's previous movie, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. It would lose this record to the next year to Waterworld, but Cameron got it back with Titanic.
Oh, yeah. Titanic, yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah. And Avatar movies. They're not cheap either.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. So, because I think Terminator 2 was over 100, but that's like the finished budget, like how much it cost.
Oh. Is it like
This
for
is-
reshoots or marketing?
I don't
all that
know. I mean,
factored
if
in?
there's other things that factor in. Well, actually, the marketing, I think, normally is not factored into that.
Yeah.
But but like, a budget can, what it ends up costing and what they budget for is different. And so this is the first one to be greenlit with $100 million
Like
budget. Like, it's
initially.
like, hey, here's what you have to
Yeah.
do this movie. Of course, it ended up being 115. So it was like
Yeah.
over anyway, 15 million.
Dang.
But that's probably common. Like, just like, because the T2 was like 105, I think was right. Something like that.
Yeah, it was right around 100.
So it might have been greenlit with like less than 100. So
Yeah.
that's why it didn't have the record of being the first over 100.
Right.
But anyway, cool. Well, any final thoughts on this movie?
No.
How about you, the listeners and viewers, and what would you used to say? What did I say? The visual listeners.
Visual listeners, yeah.
Yes, the visual listeners. What do you guys think? Have you seen True Lies, or have you seen it recently? Let us know. Love to hear your thoughts about anything we've discussed in this, or this film specifically. You can do that in multiple ways. You can email us at feedback@screentimepod.com, or leave a comment on YouTube, or on any of the clips on social media, or send us a DM. And of course, we appreciate you that subscribe on YouTube, or like on YouTube, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. So, and you can find us on all social media platforms, and on those at Screen Time Pod, some variation of that. We don't have, the handle's not the same on everything, but you can find it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Screen Time Pod. Yep.
And next week we will be talking about Titanic.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. And
Definitely.
if you'd like to follow each of us individually on Instagram, I'm at JYoungBar.
And I'm at Jared Youngboy.
All right. Catch you guys next time.